Harlow, consultant with the Avoca Group. Thank you for joining me. I'd like to talk to you about implementing risk-based quality management. Each year, the Avoca Group surveys industry professionals to understand trends in clinical development. The 2019 survey report examined how sponsors and providers think about and manage quality in clinical trials. The recently published survey results identified that more progressive, proactive quality management tools and practices are less frequently used and perceived to be less effective, despite encouraged use in recent regulatory guidance. For example, only 38% of sponsors and 48% of providers reported using quality tolerance limits in their clinical trial oversight. This may represent a common challenge area in aggregating and analysing data to support risk-based decision-making. ICH E6R2 implementation has forced risk-based approaches to the forefront of clinical trial execution. Also, the current COVID-19 pandemic is forcing companies to reassess their ways of working and quickly embrace new methods and technologies such as virtual trials. These new practices potentially introduce new risks, but also open up the opportunity for placing greater emphasis on risk-based approaches to clinical trials for both monitoring and quality management oversight. Therefore, better industry techniques and tools to proactively manage all aspects of risk in clinical trials are needed to help move the industry forward. The Avoca Quality Consortium, the AQC, has been focusing on this challenge during 2019 and 2020. Our discussions with industry members support the previously mentioned survey report outcomes. Members report struggling to obtain executive management support for implementing risk-based quality management. Risk-based monitoring has received the most attention by companies to date, and with the COVID-19 pandemic impacting the ability to monitor on-site in hospitals and clinics, risk-based monitoring is finally becoming more prevalent across the industry. But companies are struggling with other aspects of risk-based quality management, such as protocol de-risking, identification of critical to quality factors and quality tolerance limits, and development of an integrated quality risk management plan and IQRMP. So what can Avoca do to help you? Our Avoca Consulting services can support you with implementing effective risk-based quality management through our deep network of subject matter experts that can share industry-leading practices. Our SMEs can evaluate your risk-based quality management systems against E6R2, conduct a gap assessment and help you to develop a roadmap for implementation of a fit-for-purpose solution for your company. Additionally, implementing effective risk-based quality management may involve significant change for your organisation, and member companies report that executive management support is critical for success. The Avoca Consulting services can also provide expert organisational change management leadership to help identify the challenges to implementation for your company, to develop a change management plan and to support the implementation effort across your organisation. If you're interested in our consulting support, then reach out to us. We'd be happy to work with you. If your company is an AQC member, we can also provide you with a range of documents, templates and tools designed to help you to implement risk-based quality management to meet regulatory expectations. As an AQC member, you can access the Knowledge Centre for tools that we have developed to date. In the glossary, we have 34 risk-based terms and definitions developed and agreed by the Leadership Advisory Board, which currently has around 69 representatives from 38 member companies. For risk-based monitoring, we've issued a guide and template for the development of a risk-based monitoring plan, a risk-based monitoring framework, centralised monitoring procedural standards, and a guide for subject data sampling methods for risk-based source data monitoring. For risk-based quality management, we're currently developing processes and templates to be used for protocol de-risking, selecting critical to quality factors and assigning quality tolerance limits to the CTQs, and for developing an integrated quality risk management plan and IQRMP. So let's explore these three topics. Protocol de-risking should take place during clinical trial protocol development, possibly at protocol synopsis stage, and may take place alongside identifying the critical to quality factors. Studies have shown that protocols have become more and more complex over the last 25 years. Sponsors that were polled by the Tufts Centre for the Study of Drug Development showed that 50% of substantial amendments were deemed avoidable. Where a protocol is not well thought out before finalisation and an amendment is required, the median cost has been shown to be between $141,000 and $535,000 and typically extends the study for more than 3 months. Further, the increase in time, cost and burden to patients that results from complex protocols is not typically yielding improvement in study outcomes, and it's estimated that approximately 30% of the data collected does not inform future study design or have influence on subsequent stages of drug development. The Avoca RBQM05 document will explore areas for consideration during protocol de-risking, and will give examples of the sorts of questions to be asked by cross-functional teams during the protocol de-risking exercise. The Avoca RBQM04 document will describe the process for selecting critical to quality factors. These are risks associated with critical processes or data and for which errors in design or conduct may jeopardise protection of trial subjects or the reliability and interpretability of trial results. Once the CTQs are selected, they should have associated quality tolerance limits defined. A quality tolerance limit is a protocol-specific metric that is established for only 3 to 5 of the most critical risks to identify systematic errors at the study level. Secondary thresholds can also be set for early warning that the QTL is being approached so that action can be taken, such as on-site monitoring or retraining, before the QTL is reached. The QTLs and the secondary thresholds must be monitored throughout the study and appropriate action taken if the limits set are reached. The setting of appropriate QTLs and secondary thresholds is challenging, and therefore Avoca offer different levels of support, including training or an instructor-led workshop facilitated by one of our SMEs to help you and your colleagues understand QTLs and practically how to set them to enable monitoring of critical risks within the framework of your risk-based quality management approach. The final agreed CTQs and QTLs should be documented in the Integrated Quality Risk Management Plan, the IQRMP, including the justification and rationale for the selection of each CTQ and their associated QTL. However, some member company representatives tell us that they've tried developing an IQRMP but have struggled to successfully identify the appropriate content. We are developing a process and template, RBQM06, to help companies identify what should be captured in this plan that adds value to the process. All of these process guides and templates should be available to you in the AQC by the end of 2020. And they're being developed to help you implement RBQM and be compliant with regulatory requirements, including ICH E6R2. Avoca has over 20 years' experience in supporting industry challenges such as this, so reach out to us if you would like any additional support through our consultancy. We'd be very happy to help. Thank you again for joining me. Goodbye.